everybody, welcome back. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of an error on the Ada's side, unfortunately. Either because of them using exit lag or the DVD filter shaders thing, it decided to flag him, but it's nothing to worry about. Hopefully this time they load in no problemo. And yeah, so hopefully this time we actually loaded in quite quickly, so fingers crossed no issues occur this time.
I did see 5 hexagons, so I'm quite happy to see 5 hexagons. It does mean that we have all 5 of the correct offerings coming in, or so you would hope. But
To be fair, we
yeah,
did see that
Omen
last
one.
time. To be fair, we
We
did see
did
the
too,
five
yeah.
hexagons last time, but yeah. Okay, everyone's here. We're good. Alright. We're good and dandy. Alright,
We're good to kick off.
Tava, you're gonna have to carry this for Houndmaster, because I don't know Houndmaster stuff. I don't play this killer.
I'm
What are those
I'm in the
add-ons?
deep end too, bro. I have
Oh, okay, so
absolutely no clue what I'm looking at except those
alright,
four.
I'm gonna open up the wiki real quick and actually get Houndmaster open while we're doing this, but why don't you talk about the perks while I go and take a quick look see at these add-ons.
I do quite like the perks that Obi's chosen. So Mount Auburn 1, fairly large map, so it's really easy to get zoned towards certain hooks. So that's where we see the agitation come in, and then the other two perks we kind of see fairly standard on pretty much, well, every high tier killer. But it seems like Obi's having a little bit of trouble trying to find the first survivor. Does want to check out this bot side. Does see, I believe that's our Ada, yes, taking the dog killer instinct. I don't remember what it's called, the Seek mode. And Obi's happy to chase this around this Orman tower, but Ada actually taking some really nice piling, and even Obi checking the locker, maybe expecting a head on, but there is actually 2 survivors around this area, so at least he's able to get a little bit of pressure here. But again, Club is already around 80 seconds gone, and you kind of see him just leave the chase again, trying to find a more favorable chase, but he's just not able to get any pressure out of this. So I don't know what he's thinking right now, but it's a really, really nice start for our survivors, Gohan.
Yes, okay, so I did take a quick look. One of the add-ons is called the Young Coconut. I don't know why it's a Young Coconut, it's a bit odd. But it's all it does is it just increases the chase speed of the dog by 5%. And if I'm looking at it right, I think the other add-on is the Fatty Meat add-on, which survivors affected by the Houndmaster sense periodically scream every 15 seconds without revealing their location to the Houndmaster. So pretty much it's just a screaming add-on. So it's not that bad, but yeah, as we see here, he's got, I would say, pretty much a stock standard build for this killer more so, but we do see the dog, he's really waiting to hit him, and then goes for it now, probably waiting for that cooldown on his dog. Actually, was waiting. This is interesting, because I have never seen a Houndmaster play, so, or at least in this comp setting, so this is going to be very fun to watch.
From what I've seen, the Houndmasters, they want to wait out the ability, so the ability kind of comes off cooldown as soon as the dog actually grabs the survivor. So by waiting the full amount of time off, by the time the survivor does take the M1, you have the ability back. And we can see here that Ada kind of didn't make as much distance as they could towards this edge map. But it seems like it's going to be an attempted flashlight or something, but I guess
no, they got a lot of progress though. Like from this one chase and Oblivion trying to set up the chase, like unless this is Pain Rose, it was Pain Rose. Okay, so he has a little bit more leeway, but they are cranking out gens. At least 2 of those gens were at least like 70, 75, around that. So they're doing, and like the dog got stuck on the, I think the dog just got stuck on the chest there. That's a rip. Dog decided to head the chest, it's all good though.
Despite like the...
Wait, hold up. Okay, so Obi knows where one person is now at least, that's good. Using the dog sense to be able to see where the survivors could possibly be, so he's probably going to actually rotate over, but we do see Jake over here, all the way at the top here, and we do see Val was actually the one that was at this generator, and we do see another gen done by Blaze, the team captain done in the background, and Oblivion is just going to make sure that they can't get this unhooked for free. Make sure they are not just going to be able to unhook and then get the pressure back in their favor, even though they did do 2 gens through this one hook, which was quite detrimental for Obi here, but Obi is a good survivor. He knows what he's doing, so he's probably just going to Oh wow, wait, actually this is a really good
Oh.
play. He's body blocked it.
No!
And he's
Oh my
perfectly
god!
done this.
No.
And he gets the trade-off. This is
Beautiful.
amazing.
Oh my god.
Really
Obi-
good use of the Hound there as well. Being able to, and now
And
he's
even
just
get-
grabbed Nancy as well, so he's probably gonna completely ignore Nancy and just go straight for the Ada. He wants this tunnel out ASAP. Considering the situation, he really does need this done really quickly. Fortunately, Bandz, well, really not fallen for the bait and actually going to be. I'm pretty sure that was balanced landing actually, or was that sprint burst? I don't know.
I don't know. It was hard for me to tell, but I guess it was the BL. We didn't see them use the exhaust first time around, and dropping that god pallet and still looping around the main building should be able to make the second god pallet around here, and that's going to be really nicely done by Bandz here,
no.
taking the stun. So I believe that was Blaze. Sorry,
Okay,
and
yeah,
that's going to
so
be
it was
yet another
balanced
play.
landing. Oh,
Bro, and then they go for the FTP right after the god pallet. And they make the crane pallet as well, which is also a really strong resource for them to play. But I don't know, maybe our killer does have a little bit of extra speed here, and with the ping difference that is going to come in, I think our Ada is going to take the tag for this. So yeah, we do take the dog tag, and Oblivion going off, showing nice awareness of distance here, and we'll just break the pallet for free as they take the tag onto Ada. But I mean, this map is just so horrible for our killer. Like they still have, like another.
Yeah, there we go. There's another gen. So when we did quickly flip through to the survivors, we saw the gens being cranking. So we do have really actually doing an amazing chase here, even missing the dog yet again. And it looks like, oh, what a lovely stun! Like, really, even on ping, I believe they are. I do believe they are exit lagging over to Mumbai servers, but even then, still being able to hit the reverse stun is still amazing.
Oblivion cannot be happy about that because his ping, I think, is not the lowest, and getting reverse stun by a survivor on ping when they should have been dead. I mean, sure, they go down later, but that's ridiculous. Anyway, you get the kill with one gen remaining, and you have to have a look at the gen setup. Seems like there's a bit of a split here. I think 2 on the top side and 1 on the bot side. So survivors should be able to make something work here, but they've had to kind of use a bit of their time to reset the injuries, which of course we did see happen off Obi's play on the trade, and it seems like Venato's going to be found out only injured, so it's going to give away the next little bit of pressure back to Oblivion with this pain resonance, which should come in fairly shortly. Depends though, because I think
would it even be worth it
was
using pain res right now though? Because eruption.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Yeah, so
you wouldn't do that.
But we do see, yeah, the gen spread is crazy. We only have 2 gens here, but then we have 1 all the way in this back corner where Blaze is currently just roaming around, and unfortunately Val, I definitely think Val has been spotted. Yep, there we go. No, he's actually just going to go straight towards the generator instead, but does find Val in the process though. But it looks like he's actually going to decide to go back for the hook, which is actually quite smart considering his situation is quite dire. And yep, there we go, there's the unhook, but it's actually by... Oh wait, no, it's just... Okay, that's second wind. Okay, so he's got second winded. So he at least has a chance if he can survive for that timer, and considering he's actually looping it quite well, using the rock as a spacer. But unfortunately, he's lost Jake, and I believe he's now found the Claudette, I believe. Yes, it is. Okay, it is the Claudette. But we do have Nancy Val actually cranking out a gen somewhere in the background, so we're gonna have to wait and see what comes of this. And we do see Oblivion yet again waiting for the dog timer to be like the closest to ending possible before he hits. But unfortunately, we don't get the hit on the edge, but we do have this pallet, I believe, is still up as well. And then we got the last gen being completed as well.
Beautiful pressure here from Bandz, and kind of like
Bandz is a newer team as
Obi.
well. Bandz is a newer team. Like, yes, they are VPNing to it, but they would still be on ping, and they are newer compared to the team roster of Void.
And I think we might just be seeing a 6 stages performance here from Obi, which, I mean, despite the insane play around the hook, we saw that Obi managed to force the second stage onto Ada and force a trade coming in, and then also get another tag onto a survivor. Despite all of that, our survivors still somehow just managed to, use the map size to just get all the gens done really nicely. So 6 stages for Obi, definitely was not expecting that. I think we might have seen a little bit more of a an endgame
It would
build,
actually be
perhaps?
seven stages actually, because you
Seven?
did get.
Oh, he
Jake.
got one on Venato, right?
Yeah, he
So
got
7
Jake on
stages.
the first hook. So yeah, 7 stages, 3.
Coming out strong in this first set, but of course it wasn't their pick, so now we're gonna have to see what they can do on the Handmaster because I pretty much don't know Bandz at all, and if they are gonna hold on, Albert. They are gonna keep up their good performance from what we just saw from the Survivor and transfer that to the Killer. Maybe they'll actually give Void a good run for their money. So yeah, Gohan. I haven't really seen too much of
Okay,
Bandz.
well,
You probably know more than me, right?
okay, well we have the same Ross same set of per add-ons, so I don't have to look at the wiki ever again now. We're good. Thank God. But yeah, no, so Bandz is a newer team compared to Void, because we do know there are some high names in there that I'm pretty sure a lot of the crowd has seen. The person named, or the Saga, is actually Huntra, a very OG player, and Oblivion, obviously, we did just see now. But for Bandz to actually take the W on this, they need to get at least 8 stages, 4 fresh, or 8 stages, 3 fresh, whichever method they choose. And obviously, they got to get, obviously, all the gens done as well. But we do have the first chase all the way at Shack on VXter. So this is going to be interesting to see. This is their team captain as well, of Void. So we'll see how the captain can go. So far, he's doing a very solid job on this Shack ballot. Also, I want to mention Houndmaster Mummy. What was that about there, Tavi?
I know that. Okay. I will apologize, but Spitz does call the Handmaster Mummy, so I tried to make an impersonation of Spitz there. No disrespect, Spitz, if you're watching. I'm sorry. But anyway, it seems like Blaze is having a bit of trouble, trying to convert this first chase into anything. Do you kind of have a similar start, but this time we have a Shack Pilot down, so yeah, apologize for my mummy handmaster thing. I'm just trying to get into the vibe of trying to hype up handmaster when some people really hate her, not me included, by the way.
No, I'm sure there's people in the chat that like Houndmaster. I know Smonk would be one of those people. Smonk is probably, I would argue, probably like the go-to person if you want to know about Houndmaster stuff within OCE wise. But we finally might actually be getting our first tag, and never mind, he missed. RIP the boy. So we're still struggling to convert at least the first chase. Corrupt is ended. Pretty much the same, but obviously, as you said, the only difference being the Shack pallet being dropped. But honestly, it's fine considering how well they're doing right now. We do see Blaze trying to get a mind game on, but we do see the cheeky dog hit there over the pallet. So we are going to see Oblivion with the mending status, and unfortunately not getting the call on the secondary hit, but we do see the pallet drop. Honestly, I don't even think Blaze realized there was a pallet there, but the first gen is going to pop for this chase. So this is going to be interesting to see. We do see the chase happen, but we do see the pallet dropped straight onto that poor doggo's head. RIP the doggo. Rest in peace for him. But we do see the chase actually dragging away from that pallet as well, which is nice to see, but we do see Blaze still trying to get that down and actually able to hit it over the pallet. RIP Ping. Ping is a wonderful thing and can kill you whenever you are not wary. But we do have the second gen done as well, so pretty much the same from last game.
Yeah, I mean, fairly similar start. I mean, feel like Blaze kind of had a little bit more chase, whereas Oblivion was, of course, going for trying to actually find someone. But with this first tool coming in, Pain Res not getting, of course, as much value as it could have. Blaze, I think, to play for 7 stages, he just needs to keep on using his build to the maximum. So try and get the fresh hooks, rack them up, just kick around generators, try and get some value out of the eruption, and just try and spread the pressure around. Of course, not really the best of starts with 2 gens gone, but at the same time, Houndmaster, especially on this map, again, as I was saying before, it's really large. But then, on the other hand, if it's a really large map, that means there are more dead zones, and Houndmaster can really 2-tap you in some situations. So I feel like, again, this game is a little bit stagnant, and maybe Blaze is playing a little bit too passive for what he needs, but does find someone at track, tries to pressure them a little bit with the dog, but again, still a little bit scared of a potential unhook coming in. So,
Yep,
and the unhook happens anyway.
You,
And the FTP, okay.
You've spoken
Yeah,
into existence, and now Blaze is gonna be on the back foot yet again, which is very unfortunate. Being Lara Croft, being able to sneak on by just like she does in the games, able to get the unhook and actually just go straight for the FTP on to Oblivion. Oblivion being able to smack the doggo in the head again. That doggo is being abused this game. Peter, don't come for us, please. We don't harm him. We're fine. But we do see the gens cranking in the background of the X actually nearly completing another gen as well, and a third or a fourth gen as well, being quite close as well. But we do see unfortunately now taking the down, but he does have second win, so he should be chilling for a little bit after he gets unhooked, as long as he can survive long enough. But we do see that Blaze is probably going to go for a pain res hook, because he really does need those pain res hooks right about now. And it's not a pain res hook. That is... I don't know about that one.
And that is a really big resource that has just been denied by Blaze. Now, you wouldn't think like, oh, okay, you can just come back to that Survivor and pain res them again. That's what you would say most of the time. But then that Survivor is the one with the second win. And exactly, here's the problem now. You can't find before these 20 seconds of the second win expires, then he's just going to be healthy, and it's going to be really difficult to pain res it again. Seems like Blaze trying to find here, does manage to catch him at the TLs, but he's going to get healed by the second win in time, and this pain res probably is going to come way too late here. So yeah, I don't know, Void, okay, not the best hit from here, but Void showing up here for the win
condition. He got the hit back, so the second win was useful, but kind of got, I wouldn't say wasted, but it just didn't probably do as effective as they would hope. But we do see the two survivors cranking out this gen, so... And we do know that Viextra is actually close around... Oh, no, sorry, VX.
And no pain res again?
Oh no. My... Blaze, you need to be using your pain res hooks, buddy, because otherwise that gen is gonna pop. But I'm pretty sure this gen pops even before they get there. Yeah, that gen's popped, okay. Yeah. So now it's just a matter of, can Blaze bring it back and get those 8 hooks? I honestly don't know with how the game is right now, and honestly it looks like it actually, wait, we got Hunter in chase right now, so if they can get Hunter, they might be able to, if they can maybe convert it into a down, who knows. But we do have the stun with smash hit going in there, so Hunter is going to be able to get that distance and going to go straight for the door as well. So this is going to be quite interesting.
3 stages, and that's, I guess, how Void just brought this back from what was potentially a really tough win condition. I think they just abused the map really well and then got fairly lucky with the pain resonance on URT in that corner of the map. So even with the agitation, again, being brought by both, somehow just that was not enough to secure pain res at the end game, which you can see there, just a couple of extra seconds there potentially in the chase with, I believe that would have been Vexita. Would have just... Yep, no, not Vexita.
That is awkward for Blaze. He was waiting at the other gate, seeing where the ace was, and Vexita's just gone around and gone behind. So the first set does go to Void. Very well hard fought from both sides. Unfortunately, Blaze just not being able to... So here we are. We are going to load, hopefully, fully into the game this time around. So yeah, we do load in this time. We are all dandy and good. And it's pretty much the same corrupt and same gen spread as we had last time, so good work on that. Thank you, DBD, for at least making something consistent. Anyway, we do see really is just going to be trying to struggle to find, but he has found his first target, and it is going to be Hunter on the Lara Croft. I don't know if he actually makes this spot. Oh, did he get jiggy with it? Oh, and he does manage to get jiggy with it. Unfortunately, though, Bobber is able to still use his chainsaw, luckily. So, unfortunately, not getting a fast vault, getting a medium vault somehow. But we do have the chase continuing on here at the water tower, getting the free drop instead. So now it's pretty much just a matter of where does Hunter go from here? To the corner, where it looks like it.
Yeah, you can't go down anywhere near the basement if you're playing against a Bubba. Oh, and just as I say that, we do see Hunter heading straight to this pallet here, which is really, really near the basement. If they go down here, probably have to go for some kind of pallet save, but they're trying to play the 50s. Get hit! No! They don't get hit! Oh my god, the ping is going to allow them to make Shaq. And no, actually, no. They're going actually 8 corner here, which is a little bit better of a death spot, which I kind of respect. Leaving the Shaq pallet up. Probably go down here, though. No pallet.
I'm sad that really didn't do the funny pallet trick. Because that tile, you can actually, like, go on top of the hay bales and stuff. And actually just, like, walk along it. But he didn't do the big funny, which sucks. But hey, look, I can't always win, can I? Anyway, we do see the first gen being popped for 1 hook, and 1 gen only just hitting around the quarter-way mark. So it is going to be interesting to see how they can bring it back and just keep on going with the pressure. So we'll just see how they go. But he has got a nasty area here, actually, with Oblivion.
Yeah,
so
and
this is...
Yes.
Oh, it really has got a really actually nasty setup here. He's got pretty much the old 3-gen area. The only difference is he's just got to walk a little bit further than what you usually would. But yeah, we do see that pretty much he's just going to be proxying this for most likely until he gets to 2nd stage, which is the plan of action. And he is just going to make sure that they just don't get that gen. But he doesn't have any slowdown, actually. I just noticed that. His only slowdown is actually Deadlock.
And Deadlock, I think, is the correct choice for Bubba. It kind of gives you a bit of versatility in what your game plan is. So you can either choose to camp, like what he's doing right now, and get value from this, force the survive to 99 a generator. Or you could also just, you know, play fairly normal and get normal Deadlock slowdown. And the Bandz actually decide just to secure the 2nd stage onto Hunter before moving away here, checking this 6-side gen. It's a little bit of a chess. It's a little bit of an interesting way to approach this on the survivor's end. You can't really go in for the save without some kind of coordinated move from the survivors. And you can see AJ taking a nice big burst, getting a swing, but it's not going to be a tag here. So that is, oh my god, they get the pull for this, and now Bandz kind of, like, they do have a nice spot here. They can zone the lava away, but no, I was actually deciding to play this Shaq pilot setup, hoping that 6 pops before then, because if they cannot pop that 6 generator before this down happens, which I don't think we'll be having anytime soon, they cannot pop 6 though, it is huge trouble, because trying to play the 3-gen setup versus a Bubba insta-down, really, really difficult, I would say. And we can see here, Bandz actually has a 4-gen, which is even better than the 3-gen, so our survivors do need to be very, very careful about their death spots. He's like, Vexito grabs a stun as well, leaves the V-cells on the map, and just continues his chase.
I am honestly surprised that stun wasn't actually an accidental tag, and he gets...
Oh, they get vacuumed.
Did he get vacuumed?
That was a vacuum.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
It's a vacuum break. Seems like Vexito is just completely happy.
It unintentionally helped him, so maybe it was planned. Who knows? Let's see, does he get the vault over? He does, but
he gets this. He gets this, for sure.
He does! Just in time, he makes it back around, but unfortunately, he is just going to use his one stack and most likely going to get this, and just in time, he gets that M2 down. We do see Gent be popping in the background, but unfortunately, it's not the Gent that they want, being 6, but we do see another Gent there affected by Deadlock being the one all the way in 12 on the street, so that is going to be interesting to see how it goes, but uh-oh, we have the dreaded basement hook. Yeah, that's not gonna be good, considering he's got a nice 3-gen area right next to Shaq as well. This is not looking good.
Oh, it's kind of a 4-gen. It's not really difficult to pressure 5 from Shaq, which of course you want to try and cap at the basement if you're the Bubba here, but our survivors are actually splitting up really nicely and making sure they're never dead zoned and insta-downable from the chainsaw. But like again, it's a bit of a bit of a waiting game and patience game from both sides. Bandz kind of oversteps a little bit, but immediately returns back to the 7 side, and he's gonna be that's not that's Hunter gonna overstep a little bit, trying to go for the save. But again, you can see here there's just like a little bit of cat and mouse around the basement. Ooh. But I think Bandz is gonna be on.
See someone at
Gallows, really?
I did see a cheeky little survivor at Gallows, and there it is. There's Hunter. I don't know if he makes anything.
No bueno.
Oh, okay, he is going to opt for that. And they force the locker. This is not going
And now we're 4K. Go on, now we got 4K.
Yeah, now... And Hunter is dead too. That is... Oh, that is not ideal.
No bueno.
That is not what you want to be seeing if you are the opposing team. This is not what you want to be seeing if you're Void right now. So yeah, that's interesting. Not so good. No bueno, no bueno. who knows what happens from here? Honestly, I would just be trying to crank out those gens. That's the best plan you've got currently.
I believe our survivors, what they're doing something really nice. They're trying to stealth out. Like we have a stealther on this 7 gen that was just kicked, and we also have 2 survivors. Oh, actually 1 survivor here. Never mind. So they're kind of splitting up, but making sure that Bandz, oh sorry, really doesn't ever know the exact position, except for this survivor here, of course, isn't open. But really actually decides to go for the
Wait, they get the save.
chainsaw here, and they go the unhook for this. So oh, they get vacuumed again into the power, and that's the light being popped again. This is the main difference between Bubba sets in this league, is that they do have the exhaustion available. So that is just
I believe him breaking that was actually intentional this time around, because it did give him the sight of like whether or not he was double backing it. So maybe it was intentional.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I think he had enough distance to down though, and it doesn't. I mean, he gets a tag point instead.
But we do see he's not actually going for the team captain for the final death on Vexita. He's only going to focus on his gens, but as we do know, the more gens you kick on it, it's going to be quite detrimental if they keep bouncing you back and forth. And it looks like he's going to open up this part as well, making that tile now even more dangerous for the survivors. But it looks like they're actually probably going to be resetting. I don't know where most of them are. There's Vexita, the Ace. Don't know where Tori is. Don't know where Claudette is. So don't know where Earth and that is. So maybe if we could maybe get to see where the other survivors, see what they're doing. Maybe we could see what
they need to be stealthing.
Plan is. Maybe they're stealthing. Maybe they're resetting. If we could get a quick flip through, that would be awesome.
We do see Vexita actually. I think that was Bounce landing. Is that bounce landing? Wait, is bounce landing even allowed? But he gets away with an exhaustion, I believe, from this gallows. But we do find a stealther here. URT is going to be found here on the 7 side, and now this is trouble, team, because I don't think he's got anywhere to go. He's zoned here, but wait, really just completely ignores him and just goes back to check on the generator, and that I think is a really big throw on the side of really, because now is just able to re-stealth here, even though Vexita Deathhook is able to take the chase. They do have the generator all the way at 99. So even though this is going to be the kill, they might be able to pop 2 generators for this and make this a 4K1 in what I thought was going to be easily 4K2 position. That's one of them popping, and that's a 99 generator. That's the 99 generator on the top side being deadlocked, and maybe has enough time to get this done.
12 got hit.
Yeah.
So they're keeping that 99
there's
to
not
protect
enough progress.
Wait,
yeah, of course.
That's actually really smart. They're keeping that gen over there at 12 protected by keep hitting that with deadlock, so that way they can actually tackle this 3 gen area. Very well done.
Yeah, guarantee 4K1.
Avoid. But unfortunately, he does find. Oh, that is not good to see. Unfortunately, not being able to loop around the dreaded Z-Wall, but we do see Oblivion just going to decide like, hey, we're gonna get this 4K1. Let's just pop the gen we were trying to protect with deadlock, and it looks like they are just gonna go straight into the basement. So now it's probably going to at least be most likely just gonna have to be either a door or a hatch play. It's gonna be interesting to see what we can do from here, considering there isn't much left for Oblivion to play around now in these areas.
Absolutely not. Like, most of the resources have been broken on this bot side. Of course, that's where like the main action happens on the Bubba set. It's number 1, you got basement around there. In most comp leagues, you force basement in the shack, so that's where the interesting shit happens. But it seems like Band's still kind of trying to cut off Oblivion from a rotation to bot side, making sure the gens are always going to be on 0% if possible. Yeah, I think we're just going to see Urt die in basement, and really on the killer, sorry. Really, anyway, really is just going to protect this area, and I don't think Oblivion can do anything about it. So yeah, hatch standoff, not going to be a thing with hatch at shack. So maybe we can make a gate work. Oblivion is fresh, so potentially getting that fresh hook out of the door might be able to deny some kind of penalties or like additional tiebreaker condition from happening. But yeah, I think it's just going to be slow.
The only problem with the door idea is Oblivion is injured, so he's not really going to be able to stealth as best as he would be able to if he was healed. But hey, maybe he can pull something out and pull it out of the hat tricks and actually get
The
it in.
main
But it's gonna be quite hard. It all depends on the doors, honestly. It really does. So we do have the
oh,
one door here at 7, but where's the other door?
I believe 5, right?
Oh,
So that's just like
that's not
yeah.
good.
What's it in the
That's
business? Do we
basically
call them
GG.
Seabass doors here? Is that
Yeah,
Seabass doors?
those are sea bass gates. Those are sea bass gates. That
Yeah.
is ouch. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be a very rough door play. So we do see finally dying the on the hook. He's going to be going over to Valhalla. And honestly, I don't know what Oblivion's going to do here because this is going to be a very tough battle. Oh wait, he's
That's
spotted
adrenaline
Jonathan.
being
Okay,
popped,
wait.
but
Okay,
I
he
don't think
might
he
be
has
able to
wake
stuff it
up.
out then. He might be able to
I
stuff it out then.
oh no, he's found. Oh, well,
Oh,
4K1.
never mind. That's just.
I have to say,
That's just unlucky. The first door he checks it just so happens to be the door that Oblivion decided to try and stealth at. That's just
I mean,
unfortunate. But
Oblivion was not
yeah.
stealthing really. I don't think he was stealthy. He was just like standing out in the opening. But anyway, takes M1 and just we'll take this final chase around this. Bandz, I think, really wants to go for a nice clip here, but unfortunately Oblivion just gonna give him the
And we do
good
see
old
them
tech of
more.
folded pallet.
So that is going to be a 4K1. That means Void have to at least get a 4K2 to win. And if they can play as good as they did with the Houndmaster set, I believe they could do it. But very well played to really fun bands for Tekka Bandz. So we'll just see how this goes. We do have everyone in. No issues, no dramas. We're all good. But a very different build compared to what really happened.
Yeah, Gonkon actually choosing to go for the addition. Actually, wait, hold on. Yeah, he's actually opted to drop the bamboozle, which is actually a little bit of an issue sometimes. Of course, it's 5 makes the main building, but of course on ping there can be some reasons to do so. So it's definitely bought a bit more of a gen-oriented build, and if he's going for a 4K2, this is definitely a build that can go for it. It's way more aggressive than what we saw really take in the last trial. But yeah, he's taking the chase on main, probably not something he wants to do, and you can see he just completely drops it immediately and tries to make his way towards his bot side to try and catch out a potential rotation, but not finding anyone yet. So yeah, Bandz playing this really nice and patient here in the start of the game. Kind of understands that the Bubba needs to find somebody and needs to take a chase. Otherwise, the corrupt intervention is going to run out and things can start toppling from there. So I think they're all staying fairly away from the basement, but no, okay, there is going to be potential find here on the gallows. So I think our survivors are now going to make the move here now that we have found a Venato here. They are going to start getting a bit more active on the generators.
That free drop is insane though, and it was very much needed though, because it is Bubba. The closer he is to you, the more dangerous it gets. But I do want to say this is a big shout out to Hez out there, if he is watching or if he is not. I believe he is in the chat somewhere, hopefully. He did make a nice donation for us, so big shout outs to you, brother. Thank you so much for the help. And we will get back into this lovely game of Gun Cotton's Hillbilly. So we'll just see how he goes. But honestly, it is looking like it's a bit of a stalemate right now. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But we do see a lot of gens with a lot of high progress.
Yeah, I mean, Gun Cotton managing to get a couple of resources out the way for this corrupt. Definitely, of course, you want to get it down, which is what really did in their start of the game. But he's going for a bit of a mind game, and they do find the Claudette here. So it's going to be this water power gone, and Claudette probably in a bit of danger here of going down. But I don't know if Gun Cotton can make this. Yeah, this jungle gym tile is going to be enough. No way, man! How do you get mind game there? And that
Tekka
might actually be able to turn things around, because Gun Cotton can make the basement from this location, I think, and he's definitely wanting to take this. So yeah, beautiful from Gun Cotton here. Definitely what he needs. But oh, that's that's breakup potentially coming in. And yeah,
I also
Gun
want
Cotton
to
is
mention as well
trade.
that Tekka just kept running forward. So he didn't even get mind game. He just wanted to keep running. He just kept running.
I don't know what happened there, man.
So I don't know what's going on, but we do see an insta ball here, and we do have Jake here at Shack. Unfortunately, was getting mind game, but luckily he has life, so he is able to get out of there ASAP.
Ambitious.
But I don't know if does he make this? Oh, just short.
Got the chili add-on, I believe.
Very unfortunate.
But it's not enough. even with the chili add-on, I believe. Only gives you an extra 0.6. And yeah, with this chase going into the top side, the Guncon just trying to move away from this, trying to find a survivor here, working on this bot side 3-gen, which of course is always spawning here on the Dead Dog Saloon, but again, kind of can't find anybody. So the survivor just playing really patiently on this top side. And they've even 99 the first generator, anticipating a potential deadlock because they didn't see a pain resonance, I believe, at the start of the trial. So yeah, survivors are coming out of this early game really, really well despite that early down from Tekka. I think the clutch play, was coming in from Blaze, I believe that is. Yes, on the ace. Going into the basement, scaring Gun Cotton away from going from that basement hook, and it kind of worked. He went to the top mid hook, and now he's lost every little bit of pressure here. Even is in danger of losing this 3-gen. So really, really nicely done by Bandz, and I think we might actually take this to a tiebreaker.
Honestly, yeah, it does. With how Guncon is playing compared to how they are, it could go to that tiebreaker. So hopefully, fingers crossed, either team obviously wants to win, but Void is in the lead with point-wise, so we'll have to see how they go. But this game is pretty stale right now. The game has gone into a standstill, which is very unfortunate. I think it's just mainly just because of the fact that most of the team is doing they did main generator for so long. So it just made it much more harder for Gun Cotton to actually get a first chase in for that. But we do have Gun Cotton actually catching Blaze off guard. And unfortunately, he isn't going to get the mind game, but does he make it? He doesn't make it to the pallet. Unfortunately, getting stunned. So Gun Cotton not being able to convert that into a down. So Gun Cotton is having to go back and just check his gen. And he does find someone. And someone actually falling off way more early than is needed, and it looks like it was bait, but I don't know if that was worth bait. Tekka does have a hook stage, so maybe that's why they told Tekka to be the one to go for it. But this is, I don't even know if that's a worthy sacrifice in my opinion.
I think at least what Guncon gets out of this is a death hook, which is alright. Should also be able to secure a pain resonance as well onto Tekka, which is always nice to try and regress that gen. But it's only going to hit the main building, which is actually going to be a big deal because since they 99'd it, it's going to absorb all the shock and pressure here from the pain resonance. And we do see, yes, the pain resonance hit main, and hopefully our Venato, Jake, hopefully they've calmed that the pain resonance was actually the perk of choice here, and they should not 99 the generators. So we do see the first gen pop though, which I believe was the Gallows gen. So that 3-gen on the bot side is completely broken and left into tatters. But Guncon has a death hook for this. Has again 4 generators still remaining in the trial, but again, they're all so close to being completed. I think a lot of them are just like above that 50% mark at least, and it kind of can just be like a domino effect, you know, like just one pops and then like another one pops, and then they just start rotating, and then they all collapse under his eyes. But it seems like Guncon is just going to try and secure the death here, which is definitely something he needs. I feel like he's playing a little bit too aggressive though, and just base camp with a chainsaw off, because there could be survivor really, really nearby going for the unhook, but it seems like they've all decided to triple split and play the 3v1, which is really good awareness by them. But they do have still a 3-gen that is remained to be popped here. So I guess at least Gun Cotton does have some game to play on this west side 3-gen, but it is going to be difficult. Well, east side 3-gen.
Well, in the situation right now, he's got to get a 4K pretty much now. He needs to get a 4K, because if he doesn't get this 4K from here on out, it is going to be the dub towards Bandz. So hopefully Gun Cotton's able to actually come and clutch and do it, but unfortunately he does bump on the side. That is going to suck, but unfortunately we do have the gen being worked on. 2 gens being worked on now. This is not looking ideal for the team in Void. Not the best, not the worst, but unfortunately we do see the Jake being chased now. But unfortunately it is at main, so we'll have to just see how Gun Cotton can play around this. He is going to get the flick. Very well played by Gun Cotton. Very clean 180 to get it, but we do see someone in the background. Is he able to get there in time? He is not going to be able to get there on time.
That is huge.
That is very huge for Gun Cotton. And if this is a pain hook, that's going to be even better. It is a pain hook. This is okay. Gun Cotton is now back in the driver's seat, so hopefully he's able to continue this and keep it going.
I mean, hopefully he can, but he's getting baited with this chase. He has not broken any parts around here except the shack, and Survivors just still have a good amount of resources. Although this is a zone break, our Survivors is going down in the complete wrong corner of the map as Gunkon goes for a flick again. It's not going to work out though, as really just played this really nicely and should be able to make this carriage pallet. So I think this is a really nice bait here coming in by Bandz, and Gunkon kind of just took it hook, line, sinker. But no, wait, no, that hit come through the pallet. It gets yet another down here and another pain resonance. But again, this hook is slightly further away from this generator setup. So I still have to say that it's a little bit of a bait from our Survivors end, but it seems like they haven't really managed to convert this into something too much, because the generators aren't really like close to popping yet, man. You know, like the closer the generator is to popping, the more the killer has to defend it, and it kind of spirals out of control up to this point. But it seems like they're still chilling. This fight's still chilling right now as this unhook does occur. Because yeah, they kind of should be able to reset the pressure here and play this 3v1. But hopefully they've gotten over the shock now of whatever just happened there. But yeah, I guess Guncon's still having to fight for this 4K is a bit of an issue. So I think the Survivors need to slow this game down, as I was saying, like, you know, get the resets going on. And if they really do play this properly, they might be seeing a pretty long Bauer game. But no, that's Ace fan. So that is Problems team again. Problems team.
Yeah, about that playing slow part, it looks like they didn't take into account for the slow game. But yeah, Gun Cotton is just going to try and get the M2 down. He does have Eruption on some generators, I believe. Yeah, he does. He's got on 2 generators, so if he can get this down, that's going to be big. Yeah, that is, there it is. There's the Eruption. Very big indeed. And oh my god,
the doubling
is closed. They are doubling though.
There's pain resonance, and that tantrum might have actually cost him enough time. But he's going for the slug. He doesn't want the pain resonance, so he's trying to interrupt the generator. And I think this might actually be able to be enough. I don't know, because Guncon with the slug at main now has 2 injuries. They're so much more vulnerable in the injured state, because pallets mean way less for Guncon, and he waits out this eruption kick. It's such a big deal, and I think after this eruption kick, he can just go back to main, take this pain resonance in front of this main building, and then just camp out this mid hook and try and play for this tie condition. But no, Guncon is actually playing for way more here. Tries to cut off both Survivors, and there's in such a bad rotation here that now yeah, this is such a big deal. But Venato again, life coming into clutch might allow them to make this pallet, which is already been broken. So yeah, there's gonna be enough time, however, for the pickup to occur in main, I believe, luckily. But I mean, Guncon is kind of making a little bit of a comeback as this down does happen, and yeah, he's actually opting to slug again to try and stop the gen. And I think he needs it down onto onto Blaze, because with the pain resonance left on Blaze, he can again make a play for the generator. And seems like though he's gonna chase around main, which that is not what I would have expected.
Yeah, Blaze is the main target, considering the fact he is a fresh hook, but it looks like he is just gonna maybe even he's just gonna slug out the other 2 and then just go straight for Blaze and hook him. But we do know that we have an interesting chase here at main. We do see the pickup happen in the background. Jake is now up and at him again. But unfortunately, I don't know. Does he get this? Oh, he did. He tried to swing for the ping, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. But we do have...
He knows where everyone is, though.
He's gonna go... Yeah, he does pretty much know where everyone is, and really is actually bringing him towards where everyone is. This is bad look. This is bad news, but no. They've made it back. They've made it back to the gen, but it's only halfway this time. And really is going to actually... Guncotton is going to hook him. Is it going to be his pain res, though? It is. He knows. He knows where everyone is now. He knows where the person is on this gen. Let's see if he can actually make it. I don't... Oh, yeah, no, he makes this. He makes this. But I don't know if he has any kicks left on that gen. I don't know what his gens... I don't know what his kicks are like.
I have to say, I have to give credit to Bandz for playing out the start of the game, but they've played this end game so poorly. They managed to convert what could potentially be an out situation into a 4K2, because they're trying to greed the 3 gen, and now with this down coming in, Guncon again going for the slug should be able to cut off at least the Survivor here with the unhook going in. They should be able to get at least 1 down, and probably a pain resonance. So might be able to again get the generator aggressing, make sure that 3rd gen or 4th generator cannot pop. And this is, again, I just have to say, this is unfortunately really poor work
Okay,
from our
yeah.
survivors because they could have just easily popped a generator on that 7 side, but they opted not to in greed.
Yeah, so this is going to be very interesting to see, because here's the issue. If he gets Blaze, he hooks Blaze, gets Pain Res, but does the Pain Res even go into the gen he wants? Because I don't know what the gen kicks
Yes.
are left on that gen. Because, oh no. Wait, it's got no...
Oh.
He can't kick that gen anymore. Otherwise that... I don't
Oh
know if
yeah,
it
maybe.
takes
Oh
that to
wait,
kick that gen or not.
maybe not because I
Wait.
remember hearing the pain resonance and then it went potentially on the other gen. Anyway, it's gonna pop. So at least our survivors
Oh, okay.
are
So he can
in.
get a Tycon.
Yeah,
He can tie the set at least.
but
He's got no Pain
I
Res
mean,
now, so... But yeah, it's okay. So now he can at least make Tycon. So we are going to be going over to the Spirit set after this match. So it is going to be very interesting to see how they go. Gun Cotton is just going to try his absolute best to at least meet the Tycon. But I don't know where the other survivors are actually. Who knows where they are right
and
now?
I
We do
think they
see
split. We saw Bird
one.
reset there,
Yeah.
so someone is around that 7 side, and yeah, we can see they're just
Oh, yeah.
stealthing.
There we
But
go.
Guncon saw the bird
Oh,
and is aware of their
uh-oh.
position. So they're gonna force away this life and continue this chase. But I think it's gonna be a quick down. All the resources have been burned here, except this one pallet, which is a bit of a 50-50, especially on ping. And they kind of know that it is, so greets for the pallet stun, but it won't work out, and they just should be going down. So I think we're gonna be looking at a 4K. Oh no, what? Guncon going for the swing. Unfortunately, losing 50-50, and now they lose an additional couple of few, just buying enough time for some of the percentages come in.
Oh
no! Wait, what? No, that's crazy, bro.
Okay. That is
And actually,
that is mighty unfortunate. But
look,
does that actually
Guncon's
make or
kind of being baited.
wait? Does this make or
He's
break
kind of
that
being
gen
baited.
though? Does that make
It won't be
break
enough,
that gen?
but it's going to be on really, really high progress and force.
Maybe,
Yeah, it forces Guncon away to try and defend the generator. So it is again still fairly close in contention match because Guncon just not being able to get these downs quick enough, I think, for the amount of time the survivors putting into the generators. And yeah, forced to kick this with the eruption now and try and find somebody, but they should be injured, so it shouldn't have too much of an issue trying to find one of these two survivors, especially with one of them being picked up. So
honestly,
I don't really.
the way that
What's going through
Bandz are
Guncon's mind?
playing, the way that Bandz is playing this is actually immaculate though, because they're
Is
able to
it?
continue the pressure. Yeah, because
Is it?
when you think about it,
They could have played this game way slower. No, I think they could have played this
wouldn't
way
probably be able
slower.
to play as well as these guys are doing. And honestly, props to them. But unfortunately, we do have eruption, so now he knows where at least two people are. He knows that one person here is at the water tower, and we know that the ace is now running away, hightailing it. But uh-oh, that's not good. He knows now where at least three people are. He knows where it really is. He's dead. Yeah, he spotted really, but he's just like, nah, I want the gen. He's gonna go straight to the gen, and unfortunately, well, fortunately or unfortunately, he didn't. I don't think he actually got that 5% back on the gen progress, but it is now up to Gun Cotton to get Blaze out of this game ASAP. He needs to get these downs as quick as possible, but Blaze is taking him all the way to the
Beautiful
back end
Jiggy.
of the map. All the way in the corner of 11, but he is just going to go straight back for his generator. He needs to make sure that this generator does not pop.
Of course, and that's the tie condition that might just slip away from him. We do see scratch marks, so they have not popped the generator yet. It looks like around 80%, 75% if I were to guess. And we're just tailing these scratch marks here, but there is only one survivor that we know the location of, so someone could just be waiting really patiently on the generator, but no, there's a pickup instead. And now again, Guncon's being stretched quite a lot here. He's like, do you chase the survivor in this dead zone? Do you go back to the two survivors who are going to work the generator? But I think, again, he's just allowing himself to get carried away with these chases. Even though he gets the eruption, it's not going to be enough, and he actually just goes for the kill onto Avenato. But with the amount of pressure that our survivors had, I think that might just be enough time, because again, Baba is just a 4.6 killer. You can't get to that generator any quicker unless you burn your chainsaw charges, which I don't think should be enough, because it's just enough time, I believe, for the double to come through if they've been completely active on the gens. But I don't think they've gone for it. It's really close, but no, okay, they have not gone for it, but the generator stopped progressing, so someone was here really recently.
Yeah, so now the question is, if we can maybe see where the survivors are as well, maybe we can see actually what they're doing here. Because this is actually very interesting to see where they could possibly be. Because, okay, so we have one person doing the backyard area. Well, I call this backyard area, but
stealth.
it's actually 8. So then that means, yep, Blaze is stealthing here
Typical
all the
play.
way. So this is... So now here's the question. What would you do in Gun Cotton situation right now?
You
How
have
would
to
you play
commit.
this out? Because
You have to commit until you find
he
a
does
mistake.
have... Yeah, because on one hand, he does have eruption on that generator, but then the question is he actually going to be able to find a survivor to get that eruption on?
Yeah, he needs to use his game sense and then go into Ultra Instinct. He needs to level that up to like level. You know those ads, right? It's like level 10, level 100. He needs to go like way above, like over 9,000, like 99,000. He needs to find the stealthing survivor over here, which is the ace with the fixator, which is going to make it way way harder. He's already at main.
Ace is at main.
Jesus, look at that beautiful stuff. But he just needs to use his game sense to the maximum, man.
Well,
Seems like he's still playing really passive. And he's gonna lose the battle of attrition. He's gonna lose the battle of attrition thanks to the 8 kicks.
I'm pretty sure that gen that the ace is stealthing near, I'm pretty sure that gen is...
That's gotta be close.
All she wrote. I don't think he can actually kick it anymore, but Gun Cotton has
fine ace though.
Target spotted. Can he get it though?
Fine real estate. Fine real estate is shown right in front of your eyes. Ace just going all the way to the edge map. Oh, we had a bit of lag. So that's just the down coming in.
That actually,
I think
that helps. That helps Gun Cotton. That helps Gun Cotton. That's what he needs. And he's got aura. He's got eruption. He knows. Game is. This is it. Okay, so he's made Tycon.
He's made Tycon as long as the survivor, I believe, doesn't get hatch. But that's probably not going to be a big deal. But tenacity, maybe.
That's not going to happen. No, I don't think
Maybe.
I don't see that happening. But no, well played to both teams. Honestly, props to Bandz. Props to Bandz for actually bringing it back the way they did. So we are going to be going to a spirit set. Will it be our last set? We don't know. Who knows at this point, at this stage of time. So as we are just going to be finishing this set up, we are going to be going to the killer of, I believe it's Void first again. Yeah, so it's going to be Void first again for Spirit. It is going to be on Suffocation Pit. I can't remember which one, so correct me there, Tavi, because I can't remember which Suffocation Pit.
We looked in the mirror and we said the same thing. Let's go. We love to see it. We still got the synergy into the Spirit set number 3 coming in. Now I believe we just confirmed that was Suffocation Pit 1 just a couple of minutes ago. I mean, above 20 minutes ago. The bubble game was a bit of a marathon, but we're still here. I choked on my chip.
Apparently, according to other sources, it was apparently 25 minutes long for a Bubba game.
Oh yeah,
lovely. Anyway, hopefully this game is a bit more quicker because it is Spirit. So hopefully it actually goes quicker this time, and God forbid I goes through my tea time because I want to have my spaghetti bolognese. Anyway, we do have these pretty much a stock standard build on Spirit. I would argue is quite standard. But I don't think you've actually seen Spirit be played on Suffocation Pit before, have we?
I personally haven't. So if anyone's out there is more experienced than me, then they can make their way up. Oh my god, this chip is like flaming my throat.
While we wait for the first chase to even start, I'm going to go back through the old balance case. So Season 1, we had it on Wrecker's Yard. So then what about Season 2? Was that still in the same map? Okay, yeah, so
I believe
this is the first time we've had it. This is the first time we have had Spirit on a different map for this season. First 2 seasons were on Wrecker's Yard, so this is going to be interesting. We are still waiting for that first chase to happen. Gun Cotton struggling to find that first chase, and we do see Jay coming out of the locker here, out of the wet works here, and we do have everyone is just stealthing out as best as they can. And honestly, it is the right play considering it is Suffocation Pit. If Gun Cotton can lock down an area, especially either like top or bottom, it's depending on where his like major gen spread is, it's going to be quite detrimental because Spirit can traverse quite quickly and easily while in power, but she is very slow without it. So we'll have to just wait and see how this goes.
Yeah, we do find our first survivor here, lurking around the mid section of the area, but do take a chase all the way to bot side, which I believe is not just the quad, but also the 4-gen setup, which is going to have to be try and pop. But Concon's actually kind of lost them and kind of predicted the double back thanks to the bounce landing, but that's going to allow them to make a little bit towards the mid map. But I think they should be going down here. But again, being a really Chase, well, I guess Chase Beast in a way, but at the same time, yeah, okay, yeah, it's just gonna be a free down. So
Yeah,
fairly,
great flashbang, fantastic flashbang. Unfortunately, not
fairly.
being able to hit, but they are doing one of these middle gen corner. I believe. Wait, where is this generator? I don't know this map well
Right
enough
there, isn't it?
anymore. Okay, so it's right behind
It's
water
right there.
towers. Okay, so not a bad generator to get, especially, but I'm pretty sure if they complete that gen, he has like 2 options to do a 3 gen. So it's a bit iffy, but hey, who knows? We do not see the unhook happening. We are not going to even see a trade happening. So this is going to be interesting to see how it happens, and it's going to be... He does find him and gets the down. So Guncon is going to be zooming through this. He's going to see a unhook happen from Jake onto Really, aka the Ada. We do see the gen pop in the background, so that at least eliminates the major 3 gen at main. But we do still have that 4 gen pretty much at bot side, so it's a bit of a turntables there. It doesn't really affect Gun Cotton as much as it would, as obviously the other team would hope so. But we do see him going into basement. This is not looking good, especially considering it's in his 3 gen.
Yeah, absolutely. In this 4-gen setup, it's going to be really difficult, especially because Gun Cotton kind of knows where everyone is. They had that generator pop, and they just got the reset, and 2 survivors here. That means nobody can go for the stealth unhook onto our Adam. So realistically, Gun Cotton's in a nice position here, although he's lost a gen, technically, for his first hook. The first hook is kind of on like 2 survivors, so he can kind of pick and choose whoever he chooses. Actually, he has a little bit of a double back here, trying to check this corner, but no,
He's trying
nobody
to
there.
check the blue look there. Unfortunately, no one is stopping there. God forbid if actually someone was stopping there. That would be very concerning. But we do have someone sussing out whether or not they actually want to go for the same overhead. Oh, but we do find actually one of the tunnel outs, so that's going to be... Oh, never mind. He is going to turn around and go straight for the unhook instead.
Yeah, I think this is fairly important. You can, yeah, secure a tag here onto the Ovella, but actually deciding not to, trying to find the Adam instead, knowing that it's kind of like a bit of a diversion. Does find the scratch marks around this Night Island. Continues to chase. I believe Adam did not have a strong exhaustion to play with, so might be a fast down here as they do take the pre-drop onto Ormental. Really nicely done, but I think they should just be going down here. You can see Guncon is faking the phases, and you're going for the Xenotech too. We went for the Xenotech for the Champion of Light, but unfortunately it didn't work. We go for the Vault. Actually, over the pallet, but Guncon's net. He should have paid less for it because that was not the swing that he needed to miss.
What makes it funny as well is I don't know if he was actually trying to blind the Spirit's Husk or if he was trying to see whether or not it was actually really Guncon, but it was kind of funny seeing him just blind around the corner. But unfortunately, fortunately, he's actually able to keep Guncon here in this back corner. And unfortunately, as soon as I said that, I really should not be talking about chases when a chase is happening. Because Chaos is cursed. It's been a long time thing since I started casting Brawlhalla back in 2017. I don't know when I started casting this any game. But we do have the second hook happening on to our Adam, and it looks like they are going to try and tackle this 3 gen here down at the bot side of the map. We do have someone at 5 being Val, playing the new Survivor, I believe. Yep, he is playing the new Survivor. I am not seeing things. I'm not an old man yet. But we do have Guncon just going to go straight back for the unhook.
It seems like Guncon was the one who should have been seeing things on the Ovella. That's a really important stealth there from Val, not giving away the tag as well on our second win Survivor. And seems FTP Survivor. And it seems like Guncon is just gone away back to chase onto the top side, but really does want to find our Adam here, who is our death hook. I think probably phasing, and that's, yeah, the chase being taken on the Adam on the top side somewhere, as the gens on boss I get pressured here, but I don't really know what our other 2 survivors are doing, because should be resetting in this time, but instead they decided to the gens, so I think this tunnel that does happen soon enough.
And as soon as we said about gens, the gen gets popped thanks to eruption. So that is going to be a dead survivor though. So at least he knows that he needs to hightail it down to the bot side, because that generator is looking very grim.
I don't think he necessarily needs to, but definitely because he got the eruption proc, he knows someone's there. Did see the aura for a little bit of time, but should kind of have an understanding of where everyone is, except the injured survivor, which of course could be anywhere on the suffocation pit, as the choke point kind of makes it again fairly hard to traverse. You'll always have one survivor in each side of the map, and you have another one well,
So
the
that
mid
question
side
is
of the map, which
okay, so they are tackling both sides of this bot area.
oh,
So
what
that is
side?
very they are
Actually,
actually
yeah.
tackling both sides. So they're tackling 7 and 5. Well played to Bandz. They are aware of their situation. So we are going to see Guncon actually get that hit. Very well played by Guncon. We are going to be seeing the chase happen onto the Ada now. The Ada is going to walk around the water tower here at 2. Probably going to try and get this pallet at 2 as well. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get that. Unfortunately, very well played by Guncon. Guncon is going to be able to get the down onto Ada. Ada is now in the danger zone. Not unfortunately, no one is there, mate. They're all doing gens. But we are going to be seeing the hook happen here on towards 3. No, he's actually going to go straight for the middle hook. Very well done by
He's
Guncon.
greeting.
If can he make that? Does he make that with?
He might be able to. Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh,
And
that's
that
gonna
is
hurt.
such a huge thing. That's 2 gens, I believe, that are gonna pop for this, and Guncon doesn't even care about going for the tunnel
That had
out.
to have been a pain
Yeah,
risk.
yeah.
That hook had to have been pain risk. There's no way he wouldn't risk it like that.
That is a huge punishment.
Sanity. Okay, so now we're looking at a really interesting game because now we have I don't know how. Okay, we have 2 gens bot side. We have 1 gen top side. We do see the reset happening on top side, so he has found that those 2 survivors.
Clean break.
We do see, but yeah, clean break happens. So if he can survive, he does got main. He has got main, so he might be able to bring this back with it.
1 minute.
He's literally just got to chase around main for a minute. It's possible. He's got everything. He's got all the resources he needs.
Oh,
And
he's
banned
jiggy
Bruisel.
back.
He's banned Bruisel Guncon. That is mighty unfortunate. Honestly, Bandz have been playing amazing right now. They have actually been doing the work and putting it into our OG, or not really OG team, but more of a more so a coordinated team like Void. Being they're not shy to the scene. They have played a couple of seasons, maybe on different teams with different names, but they are more aware of what's happening. But Bandz is actually quite newer, as I've mentioned. I'm probably sounding like a broken record now, but we do have the chase happening on to our survivor.
My god.
And these people know how to verse spirit. God damn, they know what's going on.
Clean break
Okay,
as well.
right. Yep, and there's the heal. So we are going to see the body block as well, but we don't see the pallet drop. That was a bit risky. But is he going to be able to convert this into a down? Let's see. Does he? Oh!
Okay,
Nah,
I guess he paid just enough for his net. He paid just enough for his net to get that down, and that's a really needed down here, and I believe a pain resonance as well going to be taken here on the main building. So gonna hold this generator just for a little bit, but
okay,
I don't think he can really stop it. Can he stop him from hopping? I don't know if he makes it. He has to, because the survivors cannot be on the bot side. They have to be on this top side, and now the survivors kind of know that he's coming. So,
okay, yeah. Okay, so he is coming. Good. He is aware of where they are. Okay, good. Thank God. That would be a very big concern. So now he's going to put Eruption on. I believe I did hear a first warning, so that gen is now finally on the warning shot. So that's not ideal for Guncon, considering last game he had the same problem with Bubba. But we do see the fake out on the tower. Oh, he was greedy for that one. Very greedy for that one. Unfortunately, not being able to connect it. Going to be going back down towards the mid side of the map. But this game is actually looking quite grim for Guncon.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. Even though you have the 2 injuries here, the 2 injured survivors here, trying to stealth it out. Oh, he's actually gonna get found in the locker. I think with the head on and the inner strength, that's again very nice down for Guncon. But is it gonna be enough here? Because he's already used the pain resonance, so that main gen is of course ticking away, and you of course have another survivor here positioned for the unhook if you do commit. So Guncon a little bit indecisive here, does decide to head towards track to try and find a stealthing survivor here, but not being able to find anyone is a big deal. So I think this last gen definitely going to pop here, and they can look to go for outs if they played it really patiently. But they definitely have punished Guncon's indecisions quite well. It's just, I feel like maybe they could have taken a little bit of time to reset some of the injuries, because if they were both healthy right now, oh my god, Guncon would be so scared.
Yeah, no, this is actually looking. And there we go. There's the last gen pop. So now, are we going to be seeing outs? Because I do know that with Spirit in last seasons, we did see a couple of outs. But the doors are not in his favor. That is quite bad. Okay, so we might be seeing outs here. How many outs we see, I'm not sure, but it looks like we are going to be seeing at least.
Yeah, 2.
We might even see 3 outs. We might see 3 outs. Oh no, never mind. They're both there. Okay, that's 2 outs. So we are going to see a 7
stages, eh?
refresh.
Yeah.
So as long as Bandz can get what's that? 8 hooks at least, and they win. Because at that point
they win the set, yeah.
Here we go. We load in, and is this pretty much the same build? Are we in the right game? We're not back in time. Okay, we're not back in time. Good. We didn't go through some weird time machine and all that jazz, but yeah. So, oh my Gideon, this is a very tight 4-gen. Holy, what is this?
Definitely.
Spread? That is disgusting.
Okay. Hold on.
This gen spread is disgusting. If Jake holds this well, it actually might go to Bandz. Because this gen spread is so bad. What I have in all my time of casting spirit sets, this is the tightest spread of gens I have ever seen.
Don't you worry, mate. Don't you worry, Gohan. I've seen some insane stuff too. Thanks to Comp DVD. Shout out, by the way. Comp DVD is a good channel. But anyway, Jake's actually gonna take this slowly, and so the survivors. I can't really find anyone here at the start, which is I think what they want. Definitely, doing the old strat of waiting out corrupt here would be fairly beneficial with this 4-gen on the top side, but it's kind of risky.
From what I'm seeing is what they want to do is they want to completely ignore bot side, and they just want to wait for corrupt and start on top side. Because most of their gens aren't top side, so
they need somebody on the bot side for sure. They need someone there to pressure the generator.
Eventually,
because otherwise they got yeah. That's fair, but they need to get someone there.
But as you can see here, they got 4 gens top side, so
they
definitely want to at least back down on one of them, yeah. Because
he's holding the cost.
One too, like this is really bad. This gen spread for top side is so bad. Because they've got what have they got? They got main 10 to mid 3 and then mid 9. Like that is disgusting.
Buckle your seatbelts, everyone.
Jake is just holding the crossway. Hold up. Wait, Jake is only holding.
Yeah, he's holding. Yeah, exactly. He's just holding. He's holding choke, and that's why the survivors haven't rotated. So
So I don't know if Jake realizes, but when corrupt ends and you don't see anyone, you should probably go towards the top side, my dude. And there we go. Yeah,
nice
there we go. See, that's why we go top side after we've finished all of the gens on the after corrupt ends. So we will see. Was that quick quiet, or did he slow for? I don't know.
No, I think there's some confusion there. But we do find another survivor here trying to rotate towards this pot side, and it seems like they're gonna take the M1 here. Not really much they can do thanks to the uselessness of the tile. So despite corrupt being fully run out, it's not like our survivors have been able to exploit it too much. They're all stuck on this top side of the map and not really being able to put in too much percentage on the bot side. As do see, I believe, taking this chase here around main. Gonna be a nice time waste, but I don't think he'll be able to last much longer thanks to the pallet now being broken. So he's gonna make some distance away towards this one side, but again, there's not really much here to play. There's only this one filler, and he should be going down soon. So definitely the start that I think our killer wanted in this really stupid 4-gen on the top side. But our survivors still, like, they managed to get the rotations in at least, so they can kind of still set themselves up for this low stage win condition. But that's actually the first middle generator popping here, and that's going to be a triple split down the middle of the suffocation pit now for Jake to try and hold. So that's a really important generator that they just got out of hand, so it's gonna like deny a lot of the potential 3-gens that our Spirit now has. But for now though, Spirit is still looking on track for that 7 stages full fresh.
And we do see the balance landing happening by the Tory. So it is going to be interesting as well, and as you said here, they got at least one of the middle generators, but they still have another one to tackle. So there is a 3-gen on either side now, and honestly, and there we go. Jake's very happy that he was able to get Oblivion there. So Oblivion is going to be running towards the 8 side of the map. And he's going to make it down towards 7, but unfortunately not going to be able to make the pallet. That's mighty unfortunate. So, we are going to see what he's got cooking up, and he's going to hook here. And it's a pain rose hooker. Damn. Okay, he's got a pain rose hooker right where Oblivion died. They pretty much gave the pain rose hook, so that's mighty unfortunate. So, if Jake can play this right, ideally, he might actually get some pretty good stages target.
Yeah, for sure. Like you're saying there's like two, 3 gens on the map, which I do agree with. However, this top side one is way more of a concern if you're the survivor side, because it is much further away from that choke point. So if you want to try and rotate in to work the 3 gen, you need to cross that choke point, or vice versa. If you want to try and leave, you have to cross the choke point. So it's going to be our tunnel out taking the chase next in our main building. I say no, it's not a tunnel out taking the chase. It's going to be another fresh hook. Going to be a far side with the unhook coming in the distance. So I'm not sure if Jake wants to commit this definitely because it's another fresh hook, but I guess they are trying to go for the mind game around main to take a pain resonance on this. So no, they just leave completely and try and retarget onto our tunnel out here, who is on first hook and takes a chase here. Might be able to make this Orman Tower, but parts away from it. So not going to be able to make that safely. So probably our survivors right now, they need to start getting the rotations in, send the survivors to the correct areas of the map, because you cannot allow a bad rotation to end this game for you, because with Urt now on the death hook, this is where the game needs to pick up for the survivors. Like, you have this early death that is potentially coming in on the suffocation pit 1 without like a lot of gens popping. It can be spelling a lot of trouble. So yeah, we can see here this gen has got no progress really, and Oblivion's also going to get found out. So our survivors need to get a lot of work done if they want to get to this 7-stage win condition, or actually 6-stage win condition. 7-stage, yeah, 6-stage win condition.
Yeah, indeed it is. We just see Oblivion managing to confuse Jake thanks to the scratch marks, and obviously Spirit can only see the scratch marks when in power. So very well done by Oblivion. Oblivion's just going to run straight back towards the top side. And as you said before, yeah, the top generator 3-gen is probably the most brutal one out of the two. But he is just going to get Eruption on to a generator that has pretty much got 5% progress. So that's an interesting play by Jake. Wasting one of his possible, well, technically 2 of his kicks, but we do see the generator pop on the top side. So now there isn't a 3-gen top side. Thank the Lord, they've gotten rid of that one. So now they've got the bottom one to tackle. And they've still got to save Earth. So it's going to be quite an iffy situation, don't you think, there, Tarbin?
It really is, because the Spirit is not in the S tier balancing, so that means that our Renato has just been unhooked, has absolutely no anti-tunnel available for him, unless, of course, you go for like a Spin Burst or Light. But that's not really anti-tunnel, just so I'm actually fairly surprised that Spirit has gone for a fresh hook pain resonance here and not just continue the tunnel out onto Earth. Now his position is relatively unknown. We saw him last heading towards this 5 area, and these birds are resetting here. But no, he's going to get found at Shack, and I think this might spell the end unless the scratch marks are just lying to me. So maybe he's not at Shack. Okay, that was really that was like, what are you doing? But okay, he has managed to rotate away from this fairly safely. So yeah, I guess Spirit still needs to work back up from square one. If the survivor dies down hook, it's going to be 7 stages, but definitely with the tunnel out not being able to be secured is going to be a bit of an issue, as we do see another gen pop, and now the gen split is looking a little bit more manageable. But yeah, again, this 3-gen top side is a little bit difficult, but still definitely doable.
Yeah, indeed it is. And honestly, their best bet is trying to get that unhook, and then just they actually need to reset more so. Well, there goes the. So now they're in a very sticky situation. They've just created a 3-gen. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but yeah, obviously they need to get the gens done to be able to escape. So naturally, it was intentional. But yeah, if he gets, he's going to go on second. So that is going to be the 5 hooks. So they are going to be resetting. Very well done. That's very much needed for this situation. So we do see the second stage happen onto Vexita. We do have Oblivion here. He's going to be the one to suss out whether or not it's worth going for it. And they do have this middle gen. This middle gen is a bit more easier on whether or not it can be done, but it looks like we do have someone going in for the save here.
Yeah, there's going to be Oblivion, who has already been hooked once, so that's really... Oh, actually, no, there are 2 survivors here. No, this is our fresh hook being chased around the main... No, around Shack, actually, but the unhook happened in the distance, so at least they're going to have 4 survivors up and running, but they need to be very, very careful about who is taking the chase, because if our Ada does get down, I think the comms are coming in from Bandz' team that just kill the survivor, and that's going to be the win condition available, and forcing that, of course, to the tiebreaker back to the Bubba, which was originally 4K1. But no, actually a bit of an ambitious prediction here. Kind of loses a bit of distance, but the scratch marks will kind of reveal the Ada's location again. They do take a really, really fast tag and probably going to get down again. So our survivors now, they need to step up their game yet again, because right now the killer's at 5 stages, and if they just manage to secure 2 more onto the Ada, that is the win condition that is met for the killer. So that's actually the last gen popping. Okay, so they've actually been cracking on the gens way more than I thought, but still, you have this problem of you need to defend the Ada, you need to try and get the Ada off the hook, otherwise, again, it's going to take a loss here. So one additional stage, apart from this current hook coming in from our killer, Jake, will actually mean the win for Bandz. So with a 6th hook, you cannot afford any mistakes here. And look at this, the gates are so far away, I don't know if they can do this. Yeah, like one more stage, and that is enough. That's enough for Bandz to take it.
If we could take a look at what exhaustion Hunter has, it might be possible. But yeah, if we could just see what.
Yeah, he has sprint burst. He does have sprint burst, and they are aware of this. They do need to save him. So
they did the math. They did the math. Yeah, they did.
They might actually be able to come back with this, because if they actually can body block perfectly and get Hunter to instantly SB away, they might get it, and it's closer to them too, because they're hooked here at 10, but then I'm
just going for Venato. Alright, so trying to secure the last stage, and I think everyone's way too far away to try and go for this. Oh, they pass the flashlight! Beautiful play. That's going to allow the healthy survivor, of course, to try and go for flashlight save, and Oblivion's trying to go in for the body block hit. I don't know if it's successful, because the Spirit of Recharge should come in fairly soon thanks to the additional bit of the flute, and I don't know if they make it. Again, it's really close. Running back into the map, trying to jiggy away, and they might actually be able to make the other gate here, and oh my god, my Spirit's completely lost. They don't know where Ert is anymore, and the stun comes in from Artori, so it's just more and more time bought for our survivors, with our killer just not knowing where our survivor is. So Short's also going to buy a bit more time, but Ert is one that needs to get out of the door, as well as actually everyone else, but Ert is of course injured, so he's in of course more of a dire situation, not a pun there, because dire is not part of DVD OCE, but I mean, damn, they still can do this. They can still definitely do this at 6 stages right now, and they just need to protect Ert, because he is the one who cannot possibly be found here, as Vexita actually manages to win the 50 and get away from this. Maybe set up for flashlight save. No, wait. Are they gonna do this? Wait, Void. Wait, they're getting the reset for free. I think Void takes this. Oh my god. There's no shot, bro. Void is gonna be taking this group stage 2-0, I think, because they get out of the door in time, and that's it. Go on. We're done.
Yeah, this is all she wrote, and if Void actually coming back from a very dire situation as well, they're gonna try and body block to see if they can get it down onto the survivor. Wait, the timer. Nah, unfortunately, they are gonna get out.
So, right.
GG's to both teams. Very well played on both sides. Honestly, they did amazing jobs. But unfortunately, it is gonna be the dub for Void. So that is gonna be a 2-0 with a tie in the middle of Cannibal. So very well played to both sides, but we will be back.